Okay, so today I woke up to a Tekken stream, the Tekken Talk, everything that the Kombat Kast isn't. But we'll get into that in a little bit. And as you can see on the screen there, we've got Eddy Gordo, who looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know about that face model on the loading screen or the menu. He looks a bit weird. I don't know if he's wearing eyeliner there, but I wasn't really feeling that. But I do like the fact that his Tekken 7 costume is in there. I do like the fact that you can change the hair. I'm not a big fan of the look of Eddy in Tekken 8 because of the hair. I really don't like that hair. It's generic, it's overused. Ever since Black Panther, every single black character has that hair now. It is quite irritating if I'm being honest, but Tekken gives you the ability to change it, so can't complain too much. So they dropped a bunch of information on us today, some really exciting things, and at least we know where the game is going for the next couple of months. They broke it down for us. They told us that we're getting updates through February, March, April, and after May, and that we should be expecting an update in about 20 to 40 days. I believe we're going to get more information on Eddy. We're also getting patch notes that will drop the day before the actual patch, so they're going to be fixing some characters and doing some quality of life changes. They showed us the Uniqlo collaboration. They showed us the Tekken shop. The Tekken shop was the big thing for people, so everyone was really concerned that they were going to overcharge, and luckily, we're happy to see that the costumes seem to be like £3 each, I think, for people in the UK, maybe $4 for those in the US, which is a reasonable amount to ask for costumes that they're building from the ground up. And again, they did reference this in the Tekken Talk. They do build these costumes from the ground up. Just because they're replicas of costumes that came from other games doesn't mean they're not redesigning them. But I think £3 for us in the UK is more than reasonable. I'm happy to pay that. Obviously, I don't play a lot of the characters that they showed on there, so I'm not going to be buying any of those. And we already have customization in the game, so unless the costume is really outstanding, or it's one of those old school costumes that you need to have, then I'm probably not going to pay for any of them. But the idea is that the costumes will fund Tekken going forward and allow for quality of life changes and extra modes that they want to add into the game. They also said that the shop is going to be a way for them to improve the game, and there's going to be free content in there too, so that's really cool to hear. They said that you can purchase Tekken coins on the PlayStation Store, and because of the pricing that they've put next to it, I was like, this is fair. It's not 7 to 8 quid that they were charging in Mortal Kombat for an unfinished game and costumes that don't look particularly good. The costumes they showed off, for example, they had the Tekken Tag 2 Jun Kazama costume, which looked really good. They also had Jin's Tekken 4 costume, which looked really good and is iconic. They spoke about the Tekken World Tour. They spoke about the fact that Victor is going to be getting patched. They said that photo mode may be getting added, which is going to be really good. It's going to be good for content creators because we can get some really cool pictures and put them as our thumbnails, so that's a really great feature to have in the game. They said that there's an update for the story that might be coming out, so I think they're going to be updating the story by way of the downloadable characters. I don't think they're going to be doing a whole other story mode, and to be honest with you, I'm happy to wait until Tekken 9 for an extension. We'll see what happens there. The really cool thing was that they said even if you don't buy the new characters, the story that they come with will be accessible in the game. So again, free content. That's really good. Keeps us up to date with the lore of Tekken. And so they get onto a topic that was really important for me, and I was sitting there waiting for them to talk about it, and they bring up plugging. Now, I didn't know that there was a lot of legalities surrounding plugging, and so apparently they're working them out, and there is going to be punishment. Now, for my money, I'm happy if they want to ban people, but really all I want is my points. I don't mind if people want to plug. I just want you to punish them for it. I think they should be allowed to plug. It makes my road easier, to be honest with you. I've had a tough road as it is. I think if you plug, you should just lose double the points that you were going to lose anyway, and that should only happen if you've maybe plugged 3 or 4 times. At that point, we know you're plugging, because if your internet is that bad and you're still trying to get online, then that is a you problem. So if they put a penalty in place and then they really harshly penalize you for it, I think that's fine. I think I should get my points when that happens, because at the end of the day, even if they go through this banning process, it's still annoying because that time that I spent playing the game is wasted. So you should still reward me with my points. It'll be good that we can see the disconnect ratio on their profile before I click on it, so I can avoid them as well. It's good to know that they're listening. That's one thing that the Kombat Kast failed to do year in, year out, is that they clearly did not listen. They said that they were reading things on Twitter, but clearly they weren't. And you could clearly see that the Tekken team were very much paying attention to what is going on. They did mention that team battles could be added to the game. So I think a lot of people thought tag mode when they said this, and I wouldn't hold your breath for that. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to see a tag mode right now. Tekken's already complex enough. I don't need to add a second character to my life. That's too much as far as I'm concerned. But a team mode would be really cool. So with team battle, it could kind of be like KOF. So in Tekken Tag, you have 4 characters on screen at once, and you tag in and out, and you do combos based around the tag system. But in King of Fighters, you pick one character, and when you knock out a character, another one comes in. If they do something like that for Tekken 8, I think that would be fantastic. That would be a really really good way to pick up another character, not having to worry about learning brand new mechanics, but rather just learning another character. So team battles, 2-on-2, 3v3, 5v5, I think that would be cool. I'd actually prefer if they did 3v3 just so it's a bit King of Fighters reminiscent, but if they do 5v5, I'm fine with that as well. 2v2 would be really cool because it'd be kind of reminiscent of Tekken Tag without the actual tag mechanic, so I'm all for that. They're taking on board community suggestions, so it's nice to see they're actually paying attention, and they actually gave us a hashtag and a place to send the rage quitters, which I'm going to be doing with my footage because I've had enough of these bastards. We saw Eddy Gordo on the main menu screen as well, which was really cool. That means that they can implement other characters on there, and they did acknowledge that people want to see that because they're getting a little bit sick of seeing Kazuya. Kazuya's not a character that everybody mains or is interested in, so it'll be nice if I could get Feng Wei on there, for example. It would even be nicer if I could get my custom version of Feng Wei on there. That would be really cool. So they've shown the capacity to be able to do it with Eddy on there. They also showed a change when Eddy and Claudio were on screen, which you've probably already seen on here now since I'm playing the footage in the background. Claudio and Eddy had these two symbols, and I think they represented some of their abilities, and Eddy was showing the ability to be able to stack, and he was getting stronger as the fight was going on. Now he looks like a nightmare to deal with. I'm not looking forward to that fight, but I do appreciate the fact that they're looking at the game in depth and they're updating it accordingly. I mean, the game's only been out for just under a month and we're already getting a fairly decent update. And then it was really nice to see at the end of the stream that there was a quality of life change. So right at the end of the stream, they said that the Steam players were having a little bit of issues exiting the game. So they added this quit button where you just click on it and the game shuts down. And even though that's minor, it's really nice to see that they're paying attention to what the people are talking about, what is wrong with their game, how they can improve the quality of life things. They're even going through legalities with rage quitters. So it's nice to see that they're actually paying attention. Now the reason that I titled this video the way I did is because this did every single thing the Kombat Kast doesn't. The Kombat Kast claim to pay attention to what people are saying on Twitter, but they're clearly not. And now you can no longer say, well, you know, Mortal Kombat is mostly played by casuals and this, that and the other, because Tekken is creeping up on sales. And these guys still paid attention to what the hardcore player base are asking for, which are mostly the ones that exist on Twitter. The more pro players to intermediate players are the ones that post on Twitter, the ones that are constantly playing online and not just playing at home offline with their friends. They clearly demonstrate the ability to be able to listen to their fan base and respond accordingly. So Tekken Talk was everything that Kombat Kast isn't. Now, if the people at Kombat Kast, the three people that sit on the couch at Kombat Kast were watching that Tekken Talk, please take notes. Next time you do a Mortal Kombat game, or whenever you decide to update Mortal Kombat 1, please take notes. That's how you do it. You take on the feedback, whether it's negative or positive, and we all know it's mostly negative right now, so show some stones and acknowledge it and respond accordingly. So I'm very optimistic for the future of Tekken. It was really cool to see Eddy. I'm excited to see who they announce next. I've got fingers crossed for Marduk. That's my main character from Tekken 7. Absolutely love playing Marduk, and I can imagine he would be an absolute beast in Tekken 8. Can you imagine Marduk in Heat with his Vale Tudo tackle? I'm going to drive you guys crazy if Marduk comes out. If you hate fighting Feng now, wait until Marduk drops. So fingers crossed for Marduk. I know I'm never getting Jinpachi back, but you know, one can hope. Anyways guys, thank you for checking out the video. Just wanted to update you guys in case some of you didn't see the stream. Those are the important things that I pulled from it. There were some other things here and there where they were talking about t-shirts and things are going to be dropping in actual stores. They did go into a bit more depth with the Uniqlo collaboration, but those are the things that I thought were really important. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Tekken Talk is better than Kombat Kast, or do you still think Kombat Kast has got one over them? Take care guys, have a good day, and peace.